Welcome everyone to the first ever Chud Gym Halloween special. It's my favorite season throughout the year and holiday. Horror is also my favorite genre in most art forms, and what's a better way to celebrate that than to play Halloween/horror themed custom zombie maps. Down in the comments let me know what you guys dressed up as this year. Also your favorite horror game and or scary movie. My favorite series has to be Scream, and if you don't count those as horror movies, too bad, I do, and it's my video. First map we're going to be playing is the Crooked House. Created by Big Man Ting, it takes place in UK on Halloween night, and it is an abandoned village now overrun by zombies. Unlike in the Treyarch maps, the first step is actually to open up drawers and find 3 bowls of candy scattered around the map, with the first one always being in spawn. I also knifed this watermelon, giving me a free 250 points, then spent 1000 points on this door to be outside, but of course not before buying Quick Revive. I also found this key, which will be needed later in the Easter egg. When walking into this corner, I found a random jump scare which legitimately got me. It's so smart for the creator to put this in the intro of the map. It instilled in the back of my head that I might have to also worry about these jump scares. It also didn't help when I was playing this. It was downpour, raining, and thundering outside. Next I brought it into the cornfield, making this scarier, as you can't even see a thing while being inside here. Did I mention I'm also a wussy? I smacked this suspicious looking, what I believe to be squash, or is that a pumpkin? I really can't tell. I understand squash is an orange, but it looks like a squash, and maybe the mapper just made squash orange just for the theme. I'm lost. Anyway, next collected a double points, which allowed me to make an ungodly amount of points at just round 3. Buying into the parking lot, the vibes in this map are so good. The Halloween theme is very prevalent. There is even a custom turret on this map, which is a pumpkin and has its own unique attack. Instead of just pulling out a gun, it has an electric attack that zaps the zombies, instantly killing them. Next, I spun the box for a weapon and got insanely lucky, pulling the hammer first try. Then bought it into the sidewalk next to the church. Following this path and going the super scary tall grass, I stopped in my tracks, fully expecting this guy to come alive, even shooting him for good measure. I dropped on here next to this perk and accidentally found the power switch as well. Then found my second bowl of candy just here. I guess I was cursed because I accidentally found a death barrier at this gate, which someone did comment on his map, but I guess he lost the files and he wasn't able to fix it. No biggie, just have to restart, and instead of buying that cursed sidewalk, I bought into the front of the Crooked House. And near the front door you meet this friendly pumpkin guy and informs you that he needs the candy we've collected earlier. Only I need to find one more piece. The detail in this house is insane. Genuinely gave me goosebumps. I'm just lucky I saved a zombie, because if I had to defend myself in here, I'd pee my pants. There is even a slot machine in here, plus the guy who left his computer on RuneScape. I next bought the gate to power from the other side to not make my computer explode. Then again turned on the power. Buying into the church courtyard, going inside and finding Electric Cherry and dog shit Deadshot. I found this Bible verse on the wall and I wanted to look it up and see what it was supposed to say. Supposedly John 52:54 doesn't actually exist, and the actual translation means John 6:54. So I looked up that one instead, and let's just say it was some crazy shit. On the side of the Crooked House was another squash or pumpkin thing, then another door. Buying it and entering some secret sidebar area with this machine that I'll need to come back for later. Out front, I also found Juggernog hidden in this garage with another desk that probably leads to the last bowl of candy. Just kidding, it didn't. Where the fuck? Oh yeah, I hid it in the spot I found it last game. Thought I already checked, forgetting that it was a whole new game. Now taking that candy to the pumpkin out front of the Crooked House, and he tells me I need to signal jets to fly over. Just how these buttons come into play, finding that button again, and how I need to find the other 2. With one being in the church and the other one being in the spawn room, alerting them of my location and help me escape. But in the meantime, the pumpkin turns into a soul box, needing to just get kills in front of it, completing this step and dropping a max ammo. Now that key I picked up earlier becomes important. Taking it over to the cornfield and giving it to this pumpkin, now in the center of the cornfield has a scarecrow. I need to interact with it to start a lockdown inside here. And it is insane here, as you could imagine. You can't see a thing, and I actually was trying to pack a punch but couldn't even find it prior to this, so I just spent all my points on perks instead. After all that is over, the orange pumpkin is on fire and I need to find the right valve to put it out, with mine being in the church. As thanks, the pumpkin gives you a free perk, and of course he gave me dog shit daiquiri. Heading back into the church, I just need to buy thermite off the wall and throw it into this fireplace. I remember the squash pumpkin things from earlier. I need to find the rest of them around the map for the next step. When searching for the last spot, I finally found the pack-a-punch tucked away in this corner. The pumpkin then tells you to put him out of his misery, knifing him and cutting his head off. Heading back to the Grey Pumpkin, the Bible ending is available at 75,000 points. Gotta say, it's pretty awkward talking to this guy after killing his brother. I kept training in the parking lot to farm points, eventually making the 75k and escaping. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed there wasn't a boss fight or anything. Maybe make a fight with a big pumpkin or something. Regardless, this map was actually really well made and the environment was pretty creepy, even needing a flashlight for some parts. The map truly encapsulated the Halloween theme. A custom map set in the movie that needs no introduction. If you have not seen the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, what are you doing? It's my most favorite horror series of all time. I mean, the actor who played as Freddy Krueger in real life is literally one of the playable characters in Call of the Dead. You start off in the boiler room with very tight and narrow corners, which I loved as it's so similar to how it's portrayed in the movies. You even hear a really creepy Freddy laugh at the start.
Freddy's home.
This legit tricked me into thinking Freddy spawns in right away, similar to the George Romero from Call of the Dead. Buying the first store is an extension to the boiler room, which features Quick Revive and a Pack-a-Punch part. That is on this catwalk, but we'll need the rest of the parts to actually be built. There's also a buildable shield as well, but again, we'll need more parts. Taking enough points, I bought into the next room, which surely takes me out of this cramped boiler room. Just kidding, it's more boiler. However, I found the flag to Pack-a-Punch and stamina. I believe this ladder is supposed to be a reference to the one Nancy climbs on in the movie, but I could be wrong. This room also had the first part to the shield and the power switch. Quick tip, if you ever have a really fast crawler, making him hit you once, he'll go back to walking speed, which works for all maps on Black Ops 3, not just custom maps. With 3 grand in Quick Revive, I bought into the next area, and I need a weapon still. There was an AK-47 wall buy, but instead, I took a chance with the box, and yeah, I should have taken the AK. The last Pack-a-Punch and shield parts were down here as well, building those both at just round 3. Buying the final door in the map nearly killed me IRL, as this zombie straight up jump scared me. This map was just a huge circle, with this bringing me back into spawn. The map on Steam showed other areas that I haven't even found yet, making me really confused, so I just looked up the first step to the Easter egg. I'm glad I did, because there was no way I could have got this. I needed to shoot the lullaby phrases on the wall. Even if you haven't seen the movies before, I'm sure you've heard of the song, as it is so iconic. Anyway, now it opens up this gate, and I wasn't ready yet for what was to come, farming a lot more points and bought every perk, and Pack-a-Punched both of my guns as well. Now ready, I enter the boss fight with the man of the hour, Freddy Krueger. In this boss fight, there's 3 waves, and Freddy Krueger teleports you to a new location each time until you eventually kill him, which then brings you back to the main map and a perkaholic. Now this door is open for a 35k Bible ending, and after buying everything to prepare myself for the boss fight, I'm dead broke. I'm pretty sure completing the boss fight also unlocks dog rounds, which also spawns Freddy Krueger in with a lot less health, thankfully, as prior to the boss fight, I only had zombie rounds. Anyway, now making the 35k, I bought the Bible ending, ending the map. Overall, I thought this map was pretty good. The only downside was it was only the boiler room, and the boss fight was kind of fast, but saying that I'm also too dumb to even make custom zombie maps. Releasing earlier this year, created by King and blank name? No, seriously, they have no name. Didn't even know that was a thing. Anyway, it takes place on an island during Halloween. I know, crazy. I wish they added Michael Myers in this map for no real reason other than the fact that the movie series is my most favorite horror series of all time. For filler, they did add this huge dude with a little head. The map is so dark, he blends in, and I won't even notice him until he's right in my face, what makes it genuinely terrifying. When I first spawned in, you get a melee weapon, which was awful. It takes 3 hits to kill a zombie on just round 1, which as you can tell, it's not the most ideal way to kill. Buying the Olympia, which was actually really good. Getting kills at this podium will give you a random drop in return. There are a ton more of these podiums scattered around the map, and when they all are complete, it will give you a free thunder gun. The elemental Margos from Revelations also spawn in on this map, which is similar to the regular Margos from Shadows of Evil, only each have their most elemental ranged attack. When doubled up with their ground slam, you will instantly die. Throughout the map, I have been picking up parts to the power and built it right here. To officially start the Easter egg, I needed to shoot glowing rocks found outside the map. Doing so unlocks the door next to Speed Cola. Picking up this gate key opens up this door and gives me the hammer, which then unlocks this crate and spawn, and that gives me another key. Using that key in combination with the skull key unlocks this door. And for the skull key, I had to pick up 4 different skulls around the map and place them into each holder. Unlocking that door gave me access to the Bible ending and the key to unlock the bow from Horizon Drop. What I also didn't realize, similar to Horizon Drop, I needed to feed the 3 dragons around the map. Over that time, I also built a shield and got a free Wonder Walk. Now having fed all them, giving me the skeleton bow, which acts exactly like the wolf bow, only just looks like a skeleton when it's being shot. Next, I looked at 3 different papers giving me a code to enter in. When done, it'll unlock you a free perk, which of course again gave me Deadshot Daiquiri. Now just needing to make the 75k for the Bible ending, I just trained out by spawn and shot my thunder gun. Doing this doesn't actually give that many points, replacing my bow with the PPSH, building a ton of points and buying the ending, completing this map. It was definitely the shortest, but I respect the aura and creativity that was in the map. In case you thought this was the end of the video, I have just one more map. This one created by YouTube's own You Always Win. Go subscribe to their channel. They are one of the last few real YouTubers left, and they deserve way more views. This map is unlike any of the other ones I've shown in this video. Tower maps are their own genre for custom zombies. Traditionally are more skill focused than fetch quest Easter eggs, which is why I left this in as a bonus for the video, as there isn't much to it. In this one specifically, Bowser has yet again captured Peach, and we need to get to the end to save her. I love this idea, as the Mario movie is my most favorite movie series of all time. The starting room has a skeleton soul chest that I need to get kills next to. Similar to the last map, when filled gives you a free drop. Buying into the next area and it looks the exact same, except this time it has a box location. Filling the skeleton souls chest and advancing to the next area. The map also added a free Pack-a-Punch drop. When picked up, Pack-a-Punch is a gun in your hands, which you think would be a good thing, but oddly enough, caused me to go down later in the map in a very embarrassing way. Eventually making it to the end of the map. Over the course of this time, I'd been collecting random mushrooms around the map and placing them all on this table, which unlocks this rock door. When entering, you find Bowser's castle, and Peach trapped inside this cage. I need to fill the 3 soul chests around her, and doing so unlocks the Bible ending and completing the map. Like I said before, it's insanely quick. This tower map was not nearly as hard as I can get. Cough cough. Decagon, if you know, you know. I sound like a broken record, but I do wish they had a boss fight for killing Bowser at the end instead of the Bible ending. Anyway, that has been it for the video. Drop a like if you did enjoy and consider subscribing. I promise you more content will be coming out very soon. I don't know how to end this video, so here's a photo of a rat with a gun.